What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Coach Black, your internet, relationship, and breakup coach. Today's topic: push your ex away and you'll never lose them permanently. As counterintuitive as that sounds, that's typically the solution to a lot of people's breakup problem. See, while right now you probably feel the urge to fix things with your ex, a lot of people, when a breakup happens, you feel this sense of urgency, like you need to do something right now. And it's that urge and that desire to fix things prematurely that usually makes things worse. It usually pushes your ex away further, and it puts them at a place where they cannot even picture coming back to you. In this video, I want to share with you the dynamics of a breakup that is very important for you to understand, and why in most cases when you push your ex away, you actually ensure that you can fix things down the line in the future. Now, let me tell you something about relationships. In relationships, there's usually a power dynamic, and it doesn't matter what type of relationship. Even if it's with your family or at your job, there's usually someone who has a little bit more power and there's someone that has a little less power. And both parties kind of silently agree to this dynamic. Now, breakups typically happen when that power difference is like extremely exaggerated. Okay, so for a normal, healthy relationship, it's going to be something, fairly close, but one party has a little bit more power. This is natural. It's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as it's within a certain range. Now, when a breakup happens, what your ex is essentially saying is, I can do better than you. My life will be perfectly fine without you. And I feel no sense of hurt or loss by walking away from you. All right. And so what that does in that instant is that it creates a separation. Your ex now all of a sudden has all of the power in the relationship, and you are right here on the bottom. And so the thing is, when you act from this place of weakness and you're trying to force them to come back and talk to you, and you're trying to make them fix the relationship with you, you're trying to remind them of the past, they don't even see you as an equal. They see you as someone who is not deserving of them. And what's worse, when you do all of these things, you go above and beyond and you buy them flowers and gifts and chocolates, you're only putting them even higher up on that pedestal. And now your ex feels like a celebrity and you are just a peasant. Now ask yourself the logical question: why would your ex want to be with a peasant? Now, obviously that is not you, but because you are feeling a strong sense of loss and you want to fix things with them and you miss them and you remember the good times, you're making the mistake of acting prematurely. When it comes to breakups, timing is everything. And the worst possible time to try to fix things with your ex is when the breakup happens. Trust me, I've seen it time and time again. And in most cases, the more you do early on, the worse you make things in the future. So what should you do? Now, the answer is in the title. You must actually agree with your ex and now push them away. When someone is saying you're not good enough for them, well, you tell them they're not good enough for you either. And it's not a petty thing, it's just a stance of self-respect. And it's not something you say with words. See, there's a lot of people that when a breakup happens, you get angry, you get upset, and now you start to say things that you don't actually mean. I don't care about you, I never want to see you, don't call me, don't text me, and then 3 days later, you're the one blowing up their phone. You know what that does? It makes them sure that you're weak, needy, and insecure, and that you do not feel like your life would be fine without them. When someone walks away from you, this is the moment where you need to show strength. You need to show that actually your life will be perfectly fine without them. And even though this is counterintuitive, it's the best thing that you can do to re-attract your ex. Now, when your ex thinks that they're up here and you're down here, some part of them does expect you to chase. They do. Even though they're telling you, don't call me, and sometimes they block you, they actually expect you to go around the block, which you shouldn't do, by the way, to use your friend's phone or your sister's phone to call them and text them because they feel like they are on a pedestal. Now, when you don't do this, you actually agree with the breakup and you go about your life, what you're telling them is that their assessment was wrong, that you are actually attractive and you do not belong down here. Now, understand this and hear me closely. It does require some time for this to actually set in your ex's mind. This isn't something that takes place in a couple of days, okay? So you walk away from them, you continue to live your life and allow them to slowly start to recognize that you're actually a catch and maybe they made a mistake. See what happens when your ex is down here, when your ex is up here and you're down here in their mind, when they eventually start to add you back on Instagram, when they begin to like your posts, you're slowly creeping up in the power dynamic because they're thinking to themselves, well, if I'm the one doing all of these things, if I'm the one liking their posts, if I'm the one watching their stories, well, obviously they are more attractive than I thought. That's what your ex is thinking. So slowly they start to do things to get your attention. Now, why would they be trying to get your attention if they didn't care about you? Exactly, they do. So allow them to do those things. Do not react. They'll continue to pursue you until they get to a point where they are completely frustrated and they recognize that there is a scenario where you will be gone from their life permanently. And if they do care about you, if they do have some feelings for you, they will not want to take this risk. This is why I say you walk away from them and you will never actually lose them. Because the truth is, they will get to a point where they are afraid of losing you because you're showing through your actions that you are perfectly fine, never talking to them ever again. And this is what makes your ex a little more humble. This is what makes them realize that maybe they had someone special in the first place and they should not have taken you for granted. So I urge you right now, before you send that text message, before you call them, put the phone down. You will only make things worse if someone walked away from you and you continue to chase them. We must set them back down off of that pedestal until the power dynamic completely flips and you're a little bit higher than them on that totem pole. They recognize that you're special and they are the ones making an effort to fix things with you. And you can totally get to that place if you stop being so afraid. Don't be so afraid to lose them. Allow them to walk away permanently, and in most cases, they will turn back around and come to find you. Anyway, if you haven't already, make sure you like this video right now. I do appreciate it. It costs you nothing, and it really does help the channel. It gets this content out to other people who need it. So thank you so much for liking. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, the quickest way to do so is to click the first link in the description and we can talk about what you're dealing with and what you're going through. Also, make sure you leave a comment down below if you want to share your thoughts and what you're going through. Maybe if you've done no contact before and you were able to attract your ex back, go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section. All right, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.